Hello there, and welcome to another super fancy update extravaganza. That's right, it's another update. It's an update with new content and fixes and all the great things, which is absolutely freaking amazing. Now, you may notice my level is a little off. That's because I'm not playing my regular account, which is obviously level 65. I am playing on the Boom Beach dev account, which Boom Beach was kind enough to give me access to for a short period of time, so that I could bring you some super fancy videos about super fancy things that are happening to super fancy Boom Beach. I'm going to start off with, obviously, this account is HQ level 19 with radar level 19, and right here you can see there's some sort of beacon behind the level 55 Hammerman's HQ. The reason for that is because that's my fanfare. That's the best I got for you. Sorry, it's not. I know it's not good, but like, cut me some slack here. There's a new hero. Boom, nailed it. And obviously, in order to get this, we're gonna have to clear out Hammerman 55. So, for those of you who have not defeated this yet, this might look familiar. The only thing we really need to worry about, I just happen to have Zookas loaded up, and look, like, even the special ability for Poor Brick there is her grenade thing. Don't even really care. We're just gonna quick and dirty this bad boy and make it happen. Righty? Hopefully. Of course, I could just, like, flop directly onto my face and look like a massive tool, which, let's be honest, is kind of my MO, so we'll see what happens. Hopefully it won't be that horrible. If at all possible, okay, not a very auspicious start yet. There we go. Alright, we have got at least a flare in the right place. All you gotta do is flare through that little canal. If you want to be fancy, you can take out some things, and then you just gotta throw some shocks, and boom, boom, boom from the side. Hammerman's HQ is gonna go down. I can't promise you you're gonna have a lot of ladies left over. I also have another video somewhere in my catalog if you go perusing through my videos. I'm pretty sure where I take down that Hammerman 55 with Tank Medic, and there are a lot less deaths, fatalities, losses, whatever you want to call it. We're gonna start refreshing those lovely ladies right there. And as you can see, this brings us our new hero, Private Bullit. Get it? Alright, well, okay, I thought it was good. So let's take a quick dive into... Oh, there's Kevin. Private Bullit. So Private Bullit has 18,000 hit points at level 1. He has a short range, he has a moderate speed, and does a whopping 680 damage per second. Absolutely intense amount of damage. His hero perk is Pain Tolerance. When the hero is hit, he ignores all damage that exceeds the damage limit. So the damage limit per hit currently is 2,000, which means if you've got, say, a Doom Cannon that does an absurd amount of damage, what's a Boom Cannon do here? So a Boom Cannon does, at level 11, 3,008 damage. With his hero perk, he's only going to take 2,000 of that, which seems like a lot, but then you start looking at the insane amounts of hit points this crazy guy has, and things start looking really impressive. So what we're going to have to do is obviously start maxing Mr. Bullit out. Of course we need a maxed HQ. I see. Alright, so we can get up to level 2, and that'll unlock his second thing. And then I think we're going to have to go away for a little bit while I do a little movie magic. And welcome back. Okay, so we have a new and upgraded super fancy base. We're at level 8, which is the max for Private Bullit. And as you can see, at max level, he has just over 30,000, really just under 31,000 hit points. Now, with a little bit of a boost from the statues, that gets big. That's like Scorcher level big. Hold on. Let's go into our armory here and take a quick look at the Scorcher. Okay, the Scorcher has 43,000 hit points, but you know, like, that's pretty freaking impressive, especially because after having been maxed out, Mr. Bullit here can only take a maximum of, oops, wrong button, 1,300 damage per shot. Now, a max level cannon, just a cannon, does 3,108. So, if a cannon shoots Private Bullit, he won't even take max damage from a cannon. That is an incredible amount of hit points and very low amount of damage. Crazy. Let's get into some of the fanciness that makes Private Bullit amazing, though. First ability, Taunt. So what the Taunt does is it limits the maximum amount of damage even more. So if we go down here, at max level, which is level 5 of course for the Taunt, he can only take 100 damage per shot. That means a sniper tower shooting at him will actually have its damage decreased. And try to burn through 40,000 hit points, 100 damage at a time? Like, dear goodness. The only thing this guy's going to have to worry about is maybe the Hot Pocket, or like 4 damage amp boosted flamethrowers. Like, not a whole lot. That's pretty crazy. Now, that's not all. It doesn't just reduce the amount of damage he takes. It also taunts all the defensive buildings in range, forcing them to shoot at him instead of the rest of your troops. And we're gonna go through this. We're gonna take a quick look, because I know you're thinking to yourself, oh, what? Well, absolutely. Where is a lovely base that we can test this on? How about the Phobe? So what we're gonna do here is, I think it makes the most sense to just drop right in here. We can do our Zookas all up right here, and then smoke them. It's okay, I don't need to attack with a full boat. Now, I'm going to kick off his taunt, much like Brick, doesn't activate while they're under the smoke. And then if I just, let's just shock these guys for the fun of it. As you can see, I've got Zookas here. I guess I kind of pulled them in a little too close. Everything is very interested in him, until the taunt wears off, and then they go after my Zookas again. I throw out the taunt, and oh, it finished him off. That's pretty good. So, is it gonna end? There we go. Holy smokes, having a little difficulty. As you can see, the taunt grabs everything in a relatively small area. Oh. Something doesn't seem quite right here. Alright, well, I guess we're gonna have to do something about that. I'll be right back again. Okay, hey there, and welcome back. Obviously, we're going to go back into Phobos again, and we're going to continue exploring the taunt that is Private Bullit. Whoops. So I'm just going to drop him right up here in roughly the same area that we were playing around with before. Kick off our taunt and hopefully show you how large an area he is able to taunt. So, bam, that's actually perfect. You can see right here, I'm able to get the flamethrower, the 2 flamethrowers on the left right there with the taunt, but not the ones beside them, which means, you know, the taunt is definitely of a finite size. I could actually see this being kind of nice to have in the back here, because if you set up shop with him somewhere in this area, he could kick off that taunt and you'd have all these machine guns and rocket launchers and sniper towers and stuff turn and just focus on him, leaving your Zookas safe to bomb away. It's almost like having Scorcher, like a Scorcher in your pocket, you know? Like Scorcher Zooka, if you've ever done like a 1-7 run because you needed to taunt something, you kind of have a replacement. It allows you to keep all of your Zookas, but you get this huge taunting hit point factory at the very front, which is kind of nice. Also, he does pretty decent damage himself, so if he's, you know, hitting the core also, who knows, maybe it'll help kick off some good things. You do have to be careful, though, because as we saw earlier on the machine guns, if he's too close to the Zookas, when he taunts, like, say, for example, a shock launcher, oops, well, I guess, you know, he's probably not alive down there anymore anyways. If he taunts the shock launcher over to him, their Zooka's too close, they're gonna get shocked and or possibly killed just because, you know, they're too close to him. So obviously his best thing, his best, I guess, purpose will be to take out the higher damage, maybe like the Doom Cannon, take out the high damage shots, the boom cannons, the sniper towers, stuff like that. And if you can figure out a way of keeping them away from your Zookas, maybe then the shock launchers, the rock launchers, stuff like that. Also, same thing with machine guns and flamethrowers, obviously, because they're doing conical damage. You got to be kind of careful. So, let's leave here and go in. We're going to take a quick look at Private Bullet's second ability, which is the energy drink. So the energy drink speeds up the hero's attack and movement while also granting him supernatural health regeneration. That's right, he basically turns into Wolverine. Boom. Or Deadpool, you know, whoever. Pick your super healing hero of choice, I guess. And he does it with Red Bull. Maybe he's got wings. I'm not going to judge. What I am going to do is suicide him right into the heart of some machine guns and flamethrowers. We got some boom cannons over here too, just for good measure. So I guess what do we got here? I'm right. Well, he's taking damage, so I think it's time to kick off our super healing. And his super healing is super strong. You can see the amount of hit points that he's regenerating here. It's actually keeping him up. Holy smokes. Alright, we're going to run out of energy, which means we're going to run out of bullet. But I guess if I really wanted to, I could just, like, shock this, and he's just going to keep going. It's like a little Energizer bunny. So as you can see, he definitely pumped out some serious damage while attacking those defenses and took a buttload of damage. And I say a buttload because you gotta remember, with these machine guns and flamethrowers, his damage reduction passive isn't gonna make that big of a deal because they don't do a high burst damage, they just do low constant damage, which kind of is his weakness. And it's one of the reasons I threw them in here, or threw him in here, was so that he'd get hurt. And like these crazy mofos, they've got what a convenient masterpiece. 666% health boost with a 182% damage boost, which turns these little mothers into quite painful little nastiness. That's 1,000 damage per second from a flamethrower. Almost, give or take, you know, whatevs. And, you know, another 350-ish for the machine guns. So a lot of damage, low intensity, high rate damage was pouring into him, and his regeneration just, like, boosted him right back up. Absolutely awesome. That is going to be a fun ability. I don't know what use off the top of my head. Obviously, if you're looking for some sort of tank during an op hit or something, that'll keep him alive versus, say, a bunch of machine guns as opposed to a bunch of sniper towers. But let's move on to number 3, his final ability, which is the Shock Knuckles. I say that because he's got a lot of hair on his forearm, judging by this picture, I don't know. So what the Shock Knuckles do is makes the hero attack the nearest defensive building with his fists, causing it and the buildings behind it to get shocked. Now the shock duration at max level is 9 seconds. The amount of damage it does is 260 damage, and I'm kind of curious to see what this is going to look like. I imagine probably something like a shock mine. I don't know. Alright, so we're going to land him. We're going to kick off Shock Knuckles. He's obviously found a target. He is walking in and... Oh, neat! Oh, wow. That's actually a pretty decent little shock rate. Like, look at that. That is quite the cone of shockiness. It's taken out a lot. Wow, that'd be like half of a player base. That is absolutely insane. Like, could you imagine a corner base where you get, like, your Zookas down into the corner with Bullit, and you just have Bullit target the HQ and, like, punch it, and then all the flamethrowers and machine guns around the HQ are just suddenly shocked. That is crazy. That is crazy. Absolutely insane. There's going to be things happening with that. I guess you could kind of do it on and off, too. Like, wait, you know what? Let's take a look here. Like, if you were to smoke your Zookas up here, if he were to target this machine gun, in theory, it would, like, shock all of this general area, making it a 1-2 shock, maybe 3. Yeah, 3 just to be safe. So you got like a 3 shock with a Bullit punch, and like this whole area, you could burn through like a 1.5 million point core. That's kind of crazy. I feel like I kind of want to see how that would work. So I'm just going to go in here. I have no idea if I'm going to do this right. I never really do this particular walk because, well... if you've seen some of my task force hits, like from the Boom Beach Supremacy competition, you'll know why. Right. I guess the easiest thing to do would be to place my ladies in this general area. I have no idea how fast he's going to actually walk. Also, I might need to be concerned about this. Also, I'm thinking I might need to keep some energy for... Actually, you know what? He travels really, really nicely with those Zookas. I'm just throwing that out there. It's almost like he was tailor-made with awesomeness just for the Zookas. I really like that. There we are. Here we are. Oh my goodness. Wow. I lost some Zookas along the way, and I don't even know where. That is why I don't normally do this. So what I'm going to do is target, and then I'm going to do a shock, and a shock, and a shock. Alright, I missed, obviously, the one target up front. But that kind of looked like it might have worked had someone with more skill attempted it. So I'm going to leave that alone right there. Do-do-do-do-do, and do. So, we've got Bullit with his super fancy 3 new abilities. Actually, also, come to think of it, I didn't go through the info here. So the duration is 6 seconds on the energy drink, just because I realized, oh my gosh, I missed the stats at max level. He gets a 250% movement speed for the duration, and regenerates 50% of his total hit points over the 6 seconds. So that's actually really intense. That's like, what, 8 point something % of his hit points every second? Like, and considering he's rocking like a solid 40k, that would be quite a bit. That's gonna take a lot of machine guns to burn down. Alright, so we have Dr. T waiting. I'm not even gonna worry about Dr. T. I'm gonna skip right ahead to the other super exciting, very amazing, very new feature. Let's, yeah, there we go. We're gonna need that. That feature being, you got it, Brick follows flares. Wait for it. I know. You're gonna be utterly amazed. Watch this. Flare. Oh my gosh. I know. Wait for it. Let's do a battle call. And then attack something. And then flare. Oh, look at her. Still going. Oh my goodness. Oh. I know there are people out there that are crying with excitement and joy right now. I know I am almost one of them. If I had tear ducts, I would be crying. Brick follows the flares. Mic drop. No, I'm just kidding. There's so much more. So on top of getting our brand new, super exciting hero, also getting Brick fixed, there are other changes. So the base builder bases have been added to the game. So for those of you who haven't been keeping up, the base builder, obviously people have been making all kinds of new bases and designing things, and people have been voting on them and doing crazy things. Well, they've selected a handful, and they're going to insert them as NPC bases on your actual map. Now, I don't think I have any of them floating around, obviously, because, well, you know, my map is cleared. But look forward to that. If you voted on bases, or if you've got a base that you've put up, keep your eye open. You might see it floating around inside the game, which is kind of freaking awesome. I'm a big fan of that. Also, for those of you who just don't care about the base builder at all, look on the bright side. When you're attacking your NPC bases, you're going to have a new challenge ahead of you, because you're going to run into a new NPC base and be like, how do I beat this? What do I have to do? Oh, interesting. So you got something floating around for you out there. And for the most part, those are the 3 big ones. That's the majority of this update. Obviously not a huge update, but enough of an update that we got some new content and some bug fixes. The bug fixes, I know, being the most exciting of all. So with that, I think I'm going to wrap up here and get back to playing the new Boom Beach build. Thanks very much for watching, guys. Hopefully this has been helpful. Hopefully it's been entertaining. And above all else, hopefully you guys have a fantastic day.